Hi everyone. So on today's channel, I'm going to interview somebody who came to Belgium and he was the best student. Now, surprisingly, he was also the best student in Nigeria when he graduated, but things were so bad that he couldn't secure a good job. And one of the reasons why I shoot these videos or why I started my channel is because I want you guys to know the situation of Nigeria and how just a change in location may be the best thing for you. I know a lot of people say, oh, don't come overseas, it's hard. But I think people who say things like that, they oversimplify them. But just not to talk too much, let me just bring in my guest. So could you just tell us briefly about your graduation to the kind of jobs you had?
Okay, so yeah, I finished the University of Ibadan. Indeed, I graduated as the best student in my department and one of the best in the faculty. I can say that I love what I do. So it also felt me graduating well. You graduate with the first class. You are always like, oh, okay, yes, now I can go and conquer the world. But then immediately reality dawns on you when you realize the state of the job market. The first job I had after tax, my take home was around 68,000.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So my take home was around 68,000 after tax. And that was kind of what a lot of companies was paying for somebody that is just out of the university, especially if it's a small, medium scale-ish company. So, but if you are lucky, some of my colleagues were lucky, they put in for KPMG or PwC. They had this sort of internship slash job thing, and they were earning as high as 200,000.
Okay.
But not everybody can get that.
Yeah.
And I never tried, so I don't know if I would have gotten it. So, but I never tried because my own vision was somewhere else.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Before I talk about your vision that was somewhere else, let's talk about some things which you talked about. So, first of all, what did you study in university? And secondly, when you say you were working in Ikeja, where were you living? What was the distance? And what was the experience itself in terms of... Because I remember one time we spoke, you talked about getting home at... I don't know if it was you, but somebody told me they used to get home in the night, pick up their shirt and then head back to the office simply because of the traffic and all of that in Lagos.
Yeah, I mean, Lagos is a wild place when it comes to traffic. So yes, indeed. So it was in. I'm trying to remember the place in Ikeja now.
Anyway, let's just leave it at Ikeja.
I know I'll remember. I'll remember. But I know you get to Ikeja on that bridge, then you take another bus. Then you have to then get down, and then I still have some 10 minutes walk. Yeah, in terms of so to answer your questions, I was living in a cotton. Yeah, because my dad built a house in a cotton, and yeah, young graduate, so you go from your father's house, and I was part of the few lucky ones that the parents had at the home. I leave the house 5 a.m. If I leave the house 5:15, I'm late. I'll be late, and my resumption time is by 9. So we live in between Igondo and Ikotun, so I have to take the first bus or a bike from my bus stop to Ikotun. Then Ikotun is also a very funny place. There is old garage and there's new garage. So the new garage is often always blocked. So you would drop somewhere just before the old garage, and then you take another 10 minutes walk to get to the BRT place.
Yeah.
Now, so the BRT place is also very tricky. If you are late, it's either you don't get the bus, or yeah, you have to do standing.
But generally, how many hours did you take from Ikotun? Because I know it's not Ikotun Egbe, where you have synagogue.
Yes.
In my adult life, I haven't been there, but I know there because when we were small, my mom used to take us to synagogue, and I knew that it was like a whole day's journey with the service and all of that, because we used to live at Apapa then. But from Ikotun to Ikeja, how many hours did it take you to get to work?
Normally, I get to walk around. So I already leave home
5, yeah.
Between 5 and 5:15. I get to walk around 8:45.
Wow. And then when do you get back home?
Oh, that's another story.
When was closing time?
The earliest time I got to the house was 9:15, and the latest I got to the house was past 1.
Oh my God.
Actually, I used to leave very early. So the moment we close, I think we closed then around, was it 5 or 6? I can't remember now. When we close, I leave immediately. as at the time we close, I can't get BRT bus back. I always have to take the yellow buses. And then, so the yellow buses really like a camel passing through the eye of the needle. The Ikeja to Ikotun. If you think about the hold up, the traffic you will get under Ikeja, under bridge first.
Yeah.
Then when you are going this place where there is this power aluminium thing, before you get to Egbeda. So it's about 4 or 5 different places where you have traffic to go through. So later on, there was a colleague of mine that was staying in Songo. And Songo is also even worse. So he said he says he leaves the office around 8:30 and things are calmer. And I was like, okay, that's something to try. So, and to be honest, it helped. It cuts the journey down by about an hour, if I remember. So if I leave like around that 8:15, I get home like around 10.
Wow.
Whereas if I leave by 5, if I leave by that 5 or 6, I get home around that 8:39. It's kind of like still the same, but maybe with a bit less stress and things like that.
Yeah.
But then there was a risk he never told me, and that happened to me sometime. So in fact, that happened to me like 2 or 3 times. If you know Ikeja under bridge very well, especially after the closing hours, it can become very dangerous.
The pickpocket and all of that.
If it were pickpockets, maybe it would have even been better. I'm talking about the area boys that will take you to their so-called boss.
You mean
And then they
kidnapping?
will ask you. Yes, it happened to me like 2, 3 times.
What?
They will ask you to empty your bag, empty your pockets, and then you have to give them something.
God, oh.
You have to give them something. Otherwise, you're not living there with anything they ask you to empty your pocket with.
Shit.
So 2, 3 times I have the one time I gave 200, another time I gave 500, another
200
time I
naira
gave
or 200,000?
naira.
200
No,
naira or
100
200,000?
naira. Yeah,
Ah.
naira, 100 naira. So I had to beg. You must drop something. You cannot live here. And I had office laptop on me.
Hey, God. God.
I have to beg. Otherwise, they will collect the laptop, collect my phone. So I had to beg. I had to give them those. So all these things. And bear in mind that all this cost comes from this 68,000 naira take home pay. So every month when I get my salary, I will take half of it. Because my salary, my transport was roughly 35,000 as at then. That's why I kind of understand what a lot of people are going through in Nigeria. Because even me, as at back then, where money still had a bit more value, I was already feeling the heat of spending almost half, if not half. I used to keep 33,000 or so with my mom for my transport and feeding. Then the rest I save. So imagine if I had rent. It's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. I mean, but even before then, I already felt out of place in Nigeria. I have to be. I'm always very honest with people about this. The motivation to leave Nigeria was way before I even started working. It was not because of work. It was way before. It started way back at like my second year in university or third year in university, where I just felt that the society was not for me.
Wow.
Yeah. Because certain things happen. Certain things happened in my department of faculty then.
Yeah.
The kind of politics that we play, where this person is supposed to be the next in line to be the HOD or the next in line to be something, and this person is clearly the most qualified. And then due to some politics here and there, somebody needs the fund. Those kind of things, they never resonated with me. And up to today, they don't resonate with me. I'm not saying that people shouldn't be employed on the basis of the merits or on the basis of their capacity. But it is a different conversation if the person in question merits it and the person in question is also maybe like the most senior figure, and then you just bring somebody that is barely have barely have the experience, does not even have the qualifications, and that person just becomes the boss. You understand?
Yes, I don't know what you're saying. I totally get it, because one of the reasons why I wanted to leave even before, when I was first of all, in case you guys don't know, he knows my younger brother. So let me put that in context. I was the one they used to call Americana in my family, simply because I could not vibe. I could not understand. I'm more of a loner. So the friends I have in Germany or in Europe, people like you guys that I know through my brother, I don't know anybody. I stay in my house and I'm that kind of person. I know that Nigeria does not give room for people like that. If you don't know, yes, they say you are rude, you are they don't understand the concept of I want to be on my own. There's no concept of individuality. No, it must be everybody together. And for me, it was too much. This put your mouth here, say what does not concern you. It was just too much. I feel like a lot of
it was too much.
Based on this thing you're saying, I agree with you, because yes, now that I live here, I understand that these things happen everywhere. For example, here now, I'm sure for your qualification, the position you are holding is way lower than what you would have been holding if you were to be a white person, and that's a fact. The reason why we prefer here to Nigeria is because even with that bias, we still have hope. Do you get what I'm trying to say? We still have hope. So when somebody wants to tell me there is corruption everywhere, some people that are in Nigeria, they want to use one brush. I feel like sometimes they have to brainwash themselves to stay in that country. That's what I feel. Because because
everybody can't leave.
Everybody can't leave. I agree. Everybody can't leave. And I say to everybody that if you like book, just come overseas. If you like book, come overseas, because you will find something.
That is one thing I'm going to emphasize in my own for my own end as well.
Yeah.
So that was one thing. Then the other thing that I also felt was that I wanted more. Well, what I meant by I wanted more was that I was just tired of reading concepts in books. I was just tired of okay, it is A plus, the lecturer teaches you A plus B, and then it is A plus B, and then the teacher will and the lecturer will tell you about Banu, don't question me. That's how we met it. So don't ask me.
Yeah.
So I wanted more, because I felt like, at least then I used to download books, I used to read books. So I used to read books that were published by professors abroad, and I could see cases where they use statistics to change government policies, where they use to show that one medicine works versus no medicine at all, to show that a vaccine works. I could see those things, but here I am, and one lecturer is just telling me, there is clinical trials, phase 1, phase 2, and phase 4, and this is I didn't even get to know what they do in phase 1.
Yeah.
They just tell me like that,
Yeah.
So I really wanted more. I wanted more. I wanted to understand the applications of what I have learned.
So at what point do you now decide to tell us about your journey overseas?
Yeah. So in the second or third year, I met one of my professors who went. That was the first time I met him. He went outside. He went to one university in London. I can't even remember now. So he went to one university in the UK to do some postdoc. And he came back, and when he came back, he started shouting, everybody else, local champion, you wouldn't do anything, this, that. And he was shouting about our software, everybody uses our software. And then, to be honest, he was correct in one sense, because I used to do analysis for people to make some money for myself. So I would do analysis for people in social sciences. I will help them with their analysis of their data. And I used to use that to make some money. But I was doing it with SPSS, which is like a software for statistics, but not really meant for statisticians.
Oh my God.
He used to, so he really abused me, and then he challenged me. And that was how I got to know about R. So that's important to state. But that was also how I got to know about like the practicality of the things I was learning, because he was very practical. And I think it was also because of his own exposure and experience of what he had in the UK. So we became close. And then he was the first person that mentioned the university that I later attended in Belgium. I'm going to get there. It was the first person that mentioned that university to me. Then later on, there were colleagues that were that were like a year ahead of me, that one of them got a scholarship to that university, that same university. So, yeah, Hasselt University in this case. And so I used to follow this guy. So I was kind of following his life on Facebook. And I saw that this guy, I could see his evolution. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So if you check somebody's post this month,
you can see the growth in his life. I know what you mean.
Exactly.
You can see the growth.
I can see the growth. I was like, I was like, okay, this is going to happen.
Yeah.
This has to happen. This is what I want. I like I said, I wanted more. I wanted to learn more. So, and then I wanted more out of life for myself. So I should put this out there. I am someone that I meticulously plan my life. And I mean it. I plan my life to the millisecond if I have the opportunity to. So, and at some point in time in Nigeria, I have done this several times and I have failed. Like, it was as if the system was not set up for me to help me achieve those dreams. I have to be honest. Now, this is not me trying to speak on Nigeria.
No, see, you are in the right place, because there are different kind of channels here. You know, people that give you tips to come overseas. There are people that all they talk about is the downside, which we all see, we all observe, we all know. Why we have a lot of problem back home, which you can say, okay, with money, you can solve the problem back home, right? But even with money, wait, let me land, wait. Even with money, one of the ironies of Nigeria is, even with that money, you still have to travel out for entertainment, for medical care, for like a lot of people do not, and these are the things I say on my channel, that people do not understand the state. An average Nigerian does not understand the state in which Nigeria is. It is like, people, if they could see what we have seen, they will know what we are talking about. Yeah. So I totally get. So here is a safe place. Nobody cares about, because they say it's the people that love you that they tell you the truth. You can't be glorifying something that is wrong. Here now we can say, okay, like me, I live in Germany. It's not really fun. I see the way they treat my kids. I see all those things, but what is the opposite? What's the other side of it? So go to a place that I'm praying with the blood of... I've been here, I've not prayed in how many years? Nothing has happened to me. My husband will go outside. Even if he comes home at 1, I'm not calling him to say Ibolewa. But and I even realize that in Nigeria, the reason why your wife is calling you every minute is not even because of love. It's because of... She doesn't know if you die now, who will pay the children's school fees? Do you understand?
Let me just ask you something that is very important, because this afternoon I was discussing this with someone this afternoon. So we were talking about my junior brother, because my junior brother is also here now. He's doing his masters, and when he came to Belgium newly, so I live in Belgium. When he came to Belgium newly, the way he eats, oh my god, like the way he eats. And then when we got talking, I said, actually, I can't blame you. I also ate that way when I came here. Because I remember then when we go to Aldi, there was this juice about 1.5 euros or something. Juice 1.5 euro, chicken every now, just available like that. These were luxuries for me back home. You understand what I mean? So these were luxuries for me back home. So I would buy 2 cartons of chicken. I would buy that juice. It's about 12 or 6 inside a pack. I would buy about 4 packs. And I was not buying these things because I'm planning for a week. I was just buying because oh, food. I don't know when. So I was still working with the mindset of I don't know when I would get the next quality meal.
You were working with the mindset of lack. You know that lack.
I was in survival
mode.
Survival mode. So I would buy to the point that the people, one of the cashiers at Audi knew me and produce. Because you come this week, you buy about 4. And I said it was 6. So that's 6 times 4, 24. 2 weeks later, you are coming, you are buying another 24. They will take note of you, right?
Yeah.
So I used to buy like that. So when this guy, when my brother came around, and whenever he wants to eat, everything is so big. But I was not complaining. So recently I noticed that he's eating what I would call normally. So even to the point that my wife got worried that, are you sure you are all right? This one that you are eating lower. But I was just like, well, the food is always there if I'm hungry. The mindset has changed.
Yeah.
So he has successfully exited the survival mode that he was placed by the system he was coming from.
Yeah.
So it's just to reinforce what you are saying, that there is a lot of things that we do as Nigerians that it just comes from the position of lack.
Yeah.
And from the position of the fact that we are not assured of the
tomorrow.
next.
And that's why our leaders, despite having, they will keep on stealing.
Good.
Like, oh God.
That was also the conclusion that we made this afternoon in that discussion, because you kind of try to understand why somebody will, for example, steal 80 billion. It screams lack. Even and that's the fact that the person already earns roughly maybe 24, 25 million per month. But and 24, 25 million per month over 4 years, that's a lot of money. That's more than $1 billion.
You know, I was thinking about it that, do you know that there's a fundamental problem when you cannot think of, oh, maybe let me do roads because all of us will go through it. Let me. And then if you think of the fact that if you developed your country, you don't need to steal because there will be hope for your children. You don't need to steal. They don't think like that. They don't think like that.
No.
Like,
they don't think.
This thing irritates. I know an average Nigerian does not even understand. You know that on my channel, somebody has even come to insult me to tell me that I want to go viral. I'm like, if I'm a woman, if I want to go viral, I will buy a wig, I will shake my bum bum and do all of that. Why would I go? I'm talking politics. Who is attracted to a woman who's talking about politics? Who? What? Do you understand? Like, what's like, that's not even something attractive. Like, they'll tell you that one is for men based on societal constructs, but I have blood in my vein. When I take my kids to school and I see how they are treated, the only thing I do every day is to curse this leader. And it does not work. If you work, I mean, they'll not be there. You know what I'm trying to say, but you are shaft. It does not work. I tell people that Kama and Ekpe is for the poor people. I know, it's the truth. If it's by Ekpe, the ones that carried us as slaves, they are the ones that, like if it's by Ekpe, 300 years ago we were slaves. When did we get colonization? We're still the ones now. What we're doing now is almost like we're transporting ourselves to come and work. Simply because our own people have decided to be like they've been daylight. I don't even know who is more wicked.
But what is going on in a lot of African countries, so, and also Nigeria especially, it's also a form of slavery.
What are you saying? Yes, now it is.
Where the elites and the elites and the ruling class, they simply just they take the commonwealth that is supposed to be shared to go around, and they just take it amongst themselves. And I was also telling someone that corruption is not the reason why Nigeria is where it is.
No, it's not.
Because corruption is everywhere.
It's everywhere.
There is no nation on earth that does not have any form of corruption going on.
Yeah.
So corruption is everywhere. So, but you still see countries that are developing, that are that are making headway, despite the corruption because corruption, we can hold corruption as constant. Corruption is human nature, so we can hold it constant. But despite that, you see so in recent years, we can talk about Indonesia, we can talk about Singapore, we can talk about Vietnam. These are countries that from 35 years ago, Nigeria was better off, way better off.
Yeah.
But these countries now, Nigerians go there to go and hustle. And when you say these things, some people say, yeah, but what is the population of? But population is supposed to be your advantage, right?
Yeah.
China showed that. China has shown that. India has shown that. Population is supposed to be your advantage because you have a lot of people. So so for me, what is lacking is vision. We have leaders with zero vision.
Yeah.
They have zero ambition. They have zero vision. Because I used to tell people this. The way Nigeria is, if we had vision, if we had leaders with vision, Nigeria would easily, and I mean it, easily dominate West Africa, Central Africa, and parts of North and Southern Africa. Like in the influence of Nigeria would go all the way to the east because it's a country with a lot of people, with a lot of resources, and with a lot of smart minds.
Yeah.
I mean, so I used to tell people that Nigeria is a very classist society. Very
Extremely.
Extremely. And people will be like, but you live in Europe. Europe is also a classist society. I said,
they don't know what they're talking about.
I said, Europe is a classist society, but what Europe has done is that they've provided a ladder from the bottom to either the lower middle, the middle, or the upper middle. You choose your strong. They provided that ladder. I said in Nigeria, there is no ladder at all. I said, as people are climbing the ladder and getting up, they are taking the ladder away.
I'm telling you, man.
And that is extreme level of classism that we have. And these things that I'm talking to you about, these are things that I analyzed way back in the university in Nigeria that I said, nah, this society is not for me. You can ask my wife when we're dating. When we're dating, I told her, I said, I'm sorry. I don't see myself living here. I told her. I'm talking about 300 level.
What did she say back then? What did she say?
I said, I'm sorry, I don't see myself living here. I said, this is my plan. And I told her, I'm just telling you this because I am very serious and honest with you.
No. Yeah, so let me say this to my audience. So for those of you who do not know, his wife also came here on scholarship, and I interviewed her one time, but I didn't like the audio. I didn't like the video. So it's unfortunate that we spent that time and it was wasted, but his wife also came here on scholarship. So all these things, she said in the video that it was your idea to travel out. And that was why I think the both of you actually applied for the scholarship.
Yes.
So continue and then you go into that for us.
I go into that. Yeah. So I told her that this and this and this are my plans. I don't see myself living here. I don't see myself having even one child here. I said, so this and this and these are my plans. We can both apply for it. I told her about the scholarship, everything. I said, we can both apply for it. If they choose one of us, fine. If they choose both of us, even better. And she keyed into the plan. That's really the testament to our own strength. She really keyed into the plan, and we both finished with first class anyway. So, and as luck will have it, they chose her for the scholarship, but they didn't choose me.
I always found, let me just comment on that here. I always found that weird because based on we're the best student, right? Yeah. So I always found that, I felt, to be honest with you, because I think I asked her back then, I was like, because there was a moment where they were trying to push women. And that's one thing with the Western world, yeah. So talking about, I wouldn't call that corruption, because the Western world, and this is one thing that makes Africa a very sad continent, because the Western world tries to, it's all the things we talk about Nigeria. It's not like we don't have them here, but this one at least they have shame. So yeah, no, they have shame. That's the difference. So this, I don't even want to deviate, yeah, but they have shame. Like when I saw a video when a Nigerian women were saying, Oyimbos don't cheat on their wives, I was like, what did you say? I didn't want to, but I was like, what do because the only difference is our own will do it and say, Motishe, what can you do? You know what I'm trying to say? But, so they have shame. So there was a period, not to digress, there was a period where they were doing representation. And that's the thing. Most companies try to do representation. Like when George Floyd was killed, that was the first time I saw a black woman as a nurse in the hospital I go to. That was the first time I saw a Muslim woman in the hospital where I go to. Do you know that recently I was there and I was checking the board, because in the hospitals here, you have a board where they put all the doctors and the nurses. Till today, after 5 years after his death, there's still just one black nurse and one black Muslim. So, meaning if George Floyd didn't die, you most likely wouldn't have seen any black or Muslim person in that hospital. So what I'm saying that these ones, they even have shame, is they even try to, when you call them arm robber, like when I got here initially, I was like, I don't like to call the racist ones racist, I'll be empowering them to... But I realized, no, you see these ones, once you tell them who they are to their faces, the shame, they want to cover clothes quick. The next time they want to be nice to you. So that's the difference between them and us. So I think one of the reasons why, not to, because your wife is very intelligent, but I always thought you were the one who was supposed to get that scholarship. But I felt it was in that moment, it was a Me Too moment time where it was like women. So I thought maybe that was why she was, when it's like when you have too many men and they're like, okay, let's pick a woman. That's what I thought, to be honest with you. Cut me if I'm wrong. Cut me if I'm wrong.
I don't disagree, but also I used to just believe that God works
In
in
marvelous
mysterious
ways. Yes.
right?
Yes.
So God works in mysterious ways. I wouldn't tell you a lie. I felt very sad. I cried. I felt very bad because I told her about it. She didn't know about it. But then again, I also did this out of the benevolence of my heart and out of the love I felt for her. Because I know then a lot of people were like, why would you have told her? You would have done it for yourself first. And when you get there, you now do our own. Blah, 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 blah. This, blah, blah, blah.
Nigerians.
Oh my God. I had a lot of nonsense.
Nigerians.
And like I said, I cried. And I spoke to my mom and I was like, I don't want to miss this. I want to go. And my mom was like, okay, what can we do? And I told her I will figure out. And then we figured out everything, and I saw that with about 5 million, I should be able to get. I should be able to get. I should be able to get myself admitted into the program. So I would pay for my solvency and I'll pay for the school fees. And my mom was like, "Okay, 5 million. I'll see what I can do." I never had any hope. I never had anything. And at some point, she just said, just be processing, make sure that you are doing all the processes yourself, all the things that you're supposed to do. And I was doing all these things. So I had money from work, I had money from service. So I was using all the money I saved just to do all the processing, do all the things I need to do with the Abuja embassy, with whatever. So I did everything. And then so it was now time to pay the school fees and then to pay the solvency. And my mom just said, okay, let's go to the bank. I can't forget, we went to, is it Eco Bank or whatever, around that Egbeda? He said she has a blocked money there. We have blocked money. And we have blocked money. You, how did this happen? So what happened was, two man sold half of our land in Egbeda. It was a full plot. He sold half plot. He sold the half plot for like 20 million, something around that, right? 20 or 15 million. And then that was how I got the 5 million that I needed.
This is wonderful. This is
That was how I got
this is
that was how I got the 5
amazing.
million I needed. I paid all the money. Till tomorrow, very grateful for that. Because it's not that it's not like I need to give this detail, but I also just want to say this so that peradventure Nigerians and especially people from what do you call this nuclear family, and what is the next one? People from polygamous house, so that they can have maybe they can have a rethink. This woman was not my biological mother; she was my stepmother.
Me and you, we've spoken privately about this before, so I didn't want to bring it on air. But I felt, and I'm glad you're saying it, because this is the same experience I had with my stepmother. May her soul rest in peace. My stepmother was so nice to me, and I'm just going to put this out there so that anybody who wants to know can know. Because I know that yes, we have wicked stepmothers, but I think and not to minimize the wickedness, but I think one of the problems in polygamous homes is a lot of people inherit problems that are not their own.
Good.
So for example, now your mother and your father, they separated. Do you understand? I do not think children should be involved in their mother and their father's separation. And now I'm not saying that children should not know the details, because me, I don't believe in lying to children. But when they now know the details to a point that it's now as if you now want to use the children to cause problem. So yes, I know that my father cheated. I know that my father did this, but for my own sake, I need a father figure in my life. Let me kukuma just have a little bit of relationship with him. The mother is saying no, or the father is saying no. Or because he now married a wife, now you now expect me to be fighting the woman. When I don't know if you understand. I think if people try, because me, I don't have that. This is another thing I couldn't resonate with as a Nigerian. You see this do or die mentality that we have of relationships. I feel it causes more harm than good. I've seen a lot of women is especially, I've seen a lot of women who are stuck. There's, when I mean stuck, you break up with a man, instead of you to move on, you are there, you are bitter, you are angry, and then it now transfers to the children, because as a parent, if you're not in a healthy state of mind, you cannot be the best for even me when I'm stressed. When I'm working and my kids are disturbing me, you see me like I'm a soldier. It's as if I'm a different person entirely. So you have to know how to self-regulate. So if you live a relationship that you refuse to heal from, and many of these relationships, it's not even as if the women love the men. They don't love the men. It's just because society has told them that they must have a man. So it comes with the shame. I don't know if it's a lot of psychosis. I couldn't relate with that do or die affair, because I'm from such a home too. And I can tell you that thing caused a lot of problem. Today now, my father and this woman, they are both dead now. Abi, everybody they've rested. Everybody don't rest. Everybody don't rest. They don't rest because at the end of the day, my own is, and that's the thing. It's not as if I am not loyal to you or I don't love you as a parent, but I just want peace. You know when you just want peace, because most times your stepmother is not going to bother to hurt you if you are just normal. It's when everybody is saying giddy, 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 giddy. This one is my own, that one is my own. Then voila, everybody is looking for where to enter to protect each other. So, and I'm not minimizing anybody's stepmom situation and all. I'm only just saying that what is the approach to these things? You know what I'm trying to say? What is the, because my stepmom too was amazing. I mean, she was nice to, so I don't know. But I'm glad you're saying that so people can know. So that Nigerians can know.
I whenever I give any form of interview like this, or I discuss my life, I always mention the role she has played in my life. I used to tell people, even me going to UI was a worker, because then I could not get in via JAM, so I wanted to buy diploma form. My dad, as at that time, all his business was at level 0. There was nothing at home. We had nothing at home. This woman went into the tailor group that she had. It was to go and borrow the 10,000 I used to go and buy the form.
Oh, wow, God.
That's how I entered UI.
Let me just ask you. I hope you are doing for this woman the way she has suffered for you.
I no go do. She can't. I used to tell her that if you call me once, I will answer you 10 times.
10 times. 10 times.
That was sure.
10 times.
Die. Because she's the reason I am. She's the reason I'm standing here today. So anything that you can attribute to me, it goes back to her.
Yeah.
So if she had not made key investments in my life, key periods, I won't be here.
Yeah.
No matter how brilliant I could have been or whatever.
One of the reasons I brought you on here is because I would die on that hill that Nigeria is not for, like, talk about money, talk about everything. Nigeria is not for everybody. Some people don't want to be Dangote, they don't want to be HODLer, they just want light, water, and normalcy. See, before you called me now, we're opening new bicycle for my son. The bicycle, we bought it 300 and something euros. When you calculate that money, a lot of Nigerians will not see that money in a whole year.
Yeah.
Do you, like, if you're somebody with a conscience, when you think like that, you'll be asking yourself, what kind of, do you know that the average Nigerian is not even living and they're not even aware?
Yeah, true.
Our kids go to school with, my child was 9 years when he said, 9 months old when he started traveling internationally. 9 months. A lot of adults, as we are talking to you now, somebody's mother is about to put her back on the bed because of iPhone for a man to sleep with her. And these are things that you should do by choice, not because of circumstances. Do you understand? And a lot of people don't get it. When you say this, they don't get it. That you guys are not. And that's why I keep saying I'm going to continue to audit my channel. Every immigrant I know, I will bring them on this channel to come and say their mindset, to come and say the ones that have bad story will say, the ones that have good stories will say, so that people can know that, okay, you have to sit down and decide, because we have people that are doing well. You know, you don't have to steal. You don't have to. You can just walk. Just walk. And you'll do well.
Some weeks ago, my first son came and he was like, Papa, last year we didn't enter the aeroplane. We didn't fly. So this year we have to fly.
Can you imagine?
2 years ago, we were in Las Palmas, and it was like, so we were in Gran Canaria. We really enjoyed it. And last year we were like, we don't want to travel again, so we took different holidays around. So we just drove to different places in Belgium and in just all around us. And it was like he doesn't want that this year, that he wants to fly. That we have to go to. He said we have to go back to Gran Canaria. And we were like, no, there are many islands.
Many islands to go to.
Okay, we go to another island. He's 5 years old, and it's not like I am a billionaire in euros.
No, you're just a working 9 to 5 person.
I'm just a working 9 to 5 person. You see the point?
Yes.
And this holiday that we are talking about, somebody that is a chef, somebody that is a cook, somebody that is
they can all go. Cleaning, they can go.
Somebody that is doing housekeeping. They can all they can all plan for a holiday and have a good holiday with their family. And even the country said, okay, you people work hard, you contribute to our GDP, so we will give you holiday money for you to be able to go for holiday. If you have worked this was number of days. Really? Even the country said, we get holiday money.
I think that, I do my own stuff. It's just now I'm trying to get back into, I'm trying to get some certifications, go back to school, especially because my second child is going to be 6 very soon. So I'm trying to get back into it. And this year, I got some tax returns recently. I was surprised because this is the first year I did tax because of my business, which I run. And it was so exciting. Like you said, seeing yourself grow. Do you understand? Seeing yourself, it was so exciting. And the fact that the other day someone was telling me that I'm over 30, I'm old. I was like, see, you are old because of the country you are in. Yeah, you're just starting life.
Yes.
You're just starting. If you'd wake up at 40 and decide you want to go to school, that is your cup of tea. That is your cup of tea.
Oh, you don't have to kill yourself to afford an holiday. Now, then the question would be, myself and my wife were discussing some time ago that, okay, let's imagine a family in Nigeria that earns the same type of income, exactly the same type of income that we earn. We converted our salaries to Naira. So let's imagine a family that earns this in Nigeria. What can they do? And then we ask ourselves, we were doing things like, okay, you can probably afford most of the things we can afford. Let's put it that way. Yeah. But then the question would be, what quality? That's the first question. And then the second question would be, what's the quality of life of that person? You are burnt out from your incessant Lagos Ibadan, or from your incessant Lagos traffic. So let's imagine that you live in Lagos. From your incessant Lagos traffic, you are burnt out. You have to think about your own healthcare because the healthcare system is in shambles. So part of your money, part of your income goes for that healthcare. You have to think about. So you have to think. We all have to think about food. So you have to think about school fees. Part of your money immediately goes for those school fees, and these are already very huge, humongous expenditure.
Yes.
Discover that a holiday becomes secondary. It doesn't exist in the family. It doesn't exist in the family planning. Holiday where they want to see her, because even though they earn in millions in this case, it just doesn't. It's not something that they can easily think about or plan towards. And then you now even think about visa buaha and visa wahala for you to,
and the fact that they can even reject you for just being Nigerian. That one has happened to me.
Nigerian. so you see that the quality of life really goes down. So even if we are earning the same amount of money and you are living in Nigeria and you have maybe possibly a higher purchasing power, you see that your quality of life is zero. It's almost zero.
Yeah.
Because the things and the support. So for example, you would say, because I earn this so amount of money, my child cannot go to this so school. You can't put your child in a school of maybe 1 million per term.
Right. Which 1 million per term? Which 1 million per term? We're talking of, you want to take your child to a good school back in those days, all these what they call them, all these Lekki British International and the rest, where they are paying in DIS, where they are paying in dollars, they are paying in Nigeria is messed up. How can you be collecting school fees in dollars in a school that is in your like everything is just messed up. Like the whole system is set up for you to just steal. That's it.
Exactly.
It's set up for you to just steal.
That's where I'm going. That's where I'm going. So you have to think about all these things. Before you know it, your income is not
enough.
Your income is not enough. And then
before you know it, you are a thief.
When bribe and the rest comes in, you will take.
Yes, now. Very easy. Very easy. It's an easy road.
You will take. And then now think about the fact that a lot of less than 3% of Nigerians earn above 200,000 naira. Less than 3% of Nigeria earns above 200,000 naira. I think if you go to above 500,000, it's even less than 1%, I believe. It is terrible statistics. The median income in Belgium is around 2,500, if I remember if I remember well. That means that 50% of Belgians earns above 2,500.
Yes. Not to be disrespectful, but the job where you have to clean elderly, you have to work in old people's homes, you have to clean their bum and all of that. That's like the job everybody does when they are tired of life. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
That one alone, you will see end this 2,000.
That's exactly what
you will see end this 2,000. That one alone. Oh my God.
You see where it is. The system is so rigged against the common man that, and some people will say, "Oh, okay, you people in the abroad, you people too, you are doing all kind of nonsense to make money."
That nonsense is better than your dignified job.
I just used to say this, I am not saying that people don't come here and do quote unquote nonsense job if that is your mindset. I really just want to really speak to those kind of people. However, they get a living wage. They get money that they can live on. I worked as a teacher at some point in time between my NYSC and the job I did in Lagos. I worked as a teacher where my salary was 50,000 naira, less than 50,000, I think 45,000 naira. 45,000 naira. I did one teaching job that my salary was 10,000 naira.
Hi, you have seen life. Oh.
Like
Me, the least I got was 30K in one. Let me not call the company's name because I still know the company's name. Oh my God.
And you expect me to survive a month. And I didn't have, and I was living in my father's house. I didn't have rent.
Oh wow.
I didn't have to think about food. I just needed to chip in for us to buy food at home.
It's well.
And now think about the average guy that has to pay rent. Maybe his parents are renting, so at some point he moved away. He went to go and start living in his own house, and he needs to take sort rent, and rent now in different parts of Nigeria is running into the millions. Even in Ibadan these days now, when my junior sister was talking about rent, I was like, in Ibadan, you people are paying this amount.
Yes, now I know somebody who left Bariga, who had to imagine when you are moving away from Bariga to Mowe and your office is in Lekki. You have to imagine is Bariga not for you know what I'm saying about Bariga now?
I know Bariga, yeah.
That one is for there. You now have to move away from there to Mowe because of rent. You should know how deplorable. And this is somebody that was my boss when I was working in Lekki. About this, I'm telling you is I recently saw one doing 11 years anniversary, and I was in that company before this person. So you can imagine how long my boss was there. Imagine now, instead of you to be progressing, you have to move away from a place you've lived to a no.
It's sad.
It's a sad situation. It's sad.
It's sad. Yeah, to go back to where we're coming from. So I was able to come. I did my master's and I finished as the best student again. And then I was able to get the PhD funding. My wife also got PhD funding. And that's how we started life. And yeah, that's PhD after PhD. We got good jobs. And life has been Gucci. Let me put it that way.
I mean, for those of you guys who don't know, I've known them since I got here. So I've seen your growth, and you know, one thing about here is you can't even measure people's lives. I don't know if that makes sense. If what I'm saying makes sense in terms of, so for example, me now, the car I like is Toyota. My husband, we drive Range Rover, and I think he was telling me, okay, we should sell it and Kuma buy you your Toyota. So one thing I like about Europe is everybody drives what they like. It's even the immigrants that drive to impress. So in saying that, my point is you can't measure people's achievements.
No, you can't.
You can't. That's the good thing about here.
I wanted to make a statement. I was saying something before when I said, when people say, you people in this abroad, a lot of you go and do this, you go and do that. I don't want to start mentioning jobs. But then I also say this. Who are the people in your circle?
Exactly.
Because the people in my own circle, they cannot talk anything past that.
Exactly. No. Exactly. You know the thing you're saying? Maybe you are just humble. Because a lot of things you say, I resonate with. Like, for example, how you meticulously plan your life. Now, in my current state as a person, I don't even care what you do. When I meet when I meet a black person, the moment you tell me you've been to prison, I don't want to have anything to do with you.
Good.
I don't want to have anything to. There is no story to it. I do not want to have anything to do with you. But if you have a decent job, I don't care what you do, because let's be honest, we all cannot go to school and read. And I don't know about other societies, but here, every job you occupy, aside washing of bathroom, even the washing of bathroom, you go for training itself for it. You go for training. So there is no job that you have to look down on somebody. But this thing that you said, somebody in Nigeria was telling me, and this is why I mean, I don't want to say this on camera, but I noticed this amongst people who are married to people outside their race. I noticed that they have this superiority complex. I noticed it. So yeah, I noticed it. So there was this comment somebody made, because even somebody came to my house. I had to do a video about it. The man came to my house and was talking about how we are criminals. This is a Nigerian man, because he's married to a German. We are criminals. We are this. We are that. And I told him, what you're saying is not accurate, because I have a degree. My husband did another graduate and masters in Germany. My brother, everybody I know. So it dawned on me that when people who talk like that, most of them don't have father figures in their lives. No. I'm not insulting. I'm not insulting them. It's the fact. It is the fact, because
it's a very limited way of thinking.
Because when I mean they don't have father figures, many of these people didn't see their fathers amount to anything in Nigeria. I know that in Nigeria, your position as a parent is tied to your financial capabilities. People who can talk to their children, because if you're in a position whereby you're waiting for your children to send you money to eat, you cannot tell them the truth. Sure, you can't. You don't want money. You don't want feeding money to come. Do you get? So I quickly, and when I asked my husband, I was absolutely correct. I was correct. So I discovered that the difference between Davido, for example, and whoever is the fact that Davido's father had money from home. So his father can still talk to him. You know what I'm trying to say? He cannot go to any place and go and say, I know criminals, when your father is not one. But if your father is missing from your life, you didn't have a relationship with your dad, or your father is waiting for you to buy him tickets to travel overseas, those people, because somebody was saying, Nigerians are like this, are like that, not just that one, somebody else. I had to tell the person, but these are the group of friends you have. Look at your group of friends. They are all educated. Why are you saying the things you're saying? But that's because me now, I'm somebody that will just tell you as it is, because I can be on my own. You don't have to like me. I can be on my own. At this point in my life, I can't even be friends with anybody who speaks like that. I cannot.
What is your likeness going to do for you?
Exactly. No, I can't. One of the reasons why I can't even be friends with someone like that is because I'm raising children. And I told my husband something, that I do not believe that people have to return to Nigeria. No, I don't believe that. But I believe that you can export your culture the same way the whites went and settled in South Africa. You can settle anywhere you like. Do you understand? You can settle anywhere you like.
I was telling my wife that if we decide that we are going to invest somewhere, and we want to make it somewhere in Africa, I am definitely Nigeria is going to be one of the last country on the list. If you look at no, I'm not saying this because of. So let me put it this way. A lot of Nigerians invest in Nigeria. Now, this does not mean that we are not investing in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Invested in Nigeria. A lot of Nigerians invest in Nigeria out of the Nigerianness in us. But a businessman does not think about nationality and pride. A businessman thinks about return on investment.
True.
Where and stability and security and predictability. That's what business thrives on. Kenya attracts a lot of investment right now.
Yes.
Ghana attracts
actually, to be honest with you, I do not disagree with you, because I told my husband the same thing. Yeah. But for me, one reason why I will not invest outside of Nigeria, if I was going to invest in Africa, no, not like I know the market. You see xenophobia. You see black people there. Our cause is we have power, we have energy for ourselves. We don't have energy for someone else. That's one of the causes that this whole slavery and colonialism did to us. And I don't want to enter fry pan to fire. I don't have South African accent. I cannot borrow Ghanaian accent. I cannot be Kenyan anytime in my life. You don't forget that I went to Cote d'Ivoire to go and teach for 6 months. So I'll tell you. So
you feel it all.
I've seen it. So I can tell you that they say what an elderly person sees sitting down, a child does not see it standing.
I actually understand.
If all these people, like when I was in Nigeria, because I went to Unilag, I had a friend that was a beauty queen. I used to see all these South African girls come to Nigeria to do runs, to do all sorts. So meaning we have the market, we have the population. I will not carry my load and run to a country that they're trying to, and you know what I'm trying to say. So one thing I tell myself is I will not make a decision from a temporary situation. Tinubu can never be there forever. In fact, I thank God for this regime. You know why? Because
I know.
you know why I thank God?
I think Nigerians have learned.
Let me tell you why I thank God. I say when I open TikTok, now people are having critical thinking. It doesn't even matter if they are saying what you like or not, but for the first time, Nigerians are thinking for themselves. Like they are now
They are reflecting.
Yes, they're not reflecting. They're now, I'm like, are this? My thinking started from when I started going to, I was going to St. Dominic's, and then Wednesday I'll go to HICC. And then one night I saw pastor doing something, and then I saw another pastor from this church jumping my friend's window to come and knock. And then I knew another person that was sleeping with one redeemed pastor, was giving them 150K. Like, when the stories don't just align. But that wasn't even the point. The point was I started reading the Bible myself from Genesis. And this, when you're waiting for Holy Spirit to interpret, like when you have critical questions to ask and it's like you don't understand it, it's almost like you're reading something in English and then they are trying to. Well, after a while, when I was in Turkey and I just gave birth to my first child, I took a course on Coursera, religion in the medieval era. So that's when I got to know the whole killing in Europe that took place for religion to come here.
Yeah, yes, it was.
It was terrible. And then, what's even interesting? When I started teaching, as of last year, when my reports yesterday or 2 days ago made it 1 year, I started teaching on the platform. So last year alone, I taught about 330 people. Do you know that those 330 people, let me say a few Turkish and, the rest were all Germans. I realized that many of them don't have religions. In fact, one of them even told me that back in the days when they told their father to pay one money, the guy just dumped the whole thing. So you'll see that there are societies that function based on universal laws, based on absolute morality, and you don't need religion for all of that. So back in those days, I would just sit in my house, and then when somebody says, "Did you go to church?" I'll be like, "Yeah," and because I had read the Bible like a novel, I would just quote one scripture for them. But now, the Nigeria of today, people are out there like it's a new world, and people are, for the first time, people are asking questions, because the beauty about these beliefs, religion and all is, it's good if you believe in it. I have no problem with anybody who believes in it. I have no, I can support you if you need me there. But the one that you cannot even ask question, you are living in fear, and you see that the entire problem we have in the country stems from the fact that we are not asking questions. Our leaders will use the video I posted 2 days ago. I said that, let's be honest, Tinubu is old enough to die. Yeah, why is he not thinking of going to heaven? If I were to be old and I became a president, I'll be thinking of how to do everything so that I can enter the kingdom of God. Why are they not thinking of doing that? Why are they not thinking of doing that? Is it that this thing is for us? Is this religion for us? Because an average Nigerian poor man will tell you, I'd rather go to heaven and receive 1 billion than to take 500,000 on earth. But your leader who has private jet is not thinking of that heaven.
Heaven is only sweet for you. It's not sweet for them.
Oh God. All right, everyone, thank you for watching. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. On this channel, I talk about life over here as pertaining to Nigeria, things I feel you should know, as well as interviewing people whom I think have stories that you might be interested in. So take care of you. Bye.